Over the holidays, I did something to my X-E4 that I thought I would never do. And that is, I replaced the beloved little pancake lens with a heavy, ugly, bulky lens instead. Hi guys, Stefan here. And today I want to talk about the 50mm f1.2 by TTartisan. How this lens lacks many of the features that make a modern lens so practical and good, yet it has managed to deliver me some of my best work. It's been really fun. Please, let me tell you all about it. Before getting into detailed takes on why I think this lens is working so well, I want to share a thought. I think gear like this, budget gear, is really only as good as its manifestation in your practice or experience. I think a conversation around whether this lens is worth it or not is really a conversation that is a waste of time. Instead, I think value can be offered in a conversation around feelings. What do I feel like when I'm shooting with this lens? What's the experience like? And so then, is that something you want to experience? Is that something you relate to? In other words, this is not going to be a technical review of this lens, because ultimately really is not this specific lens that is working for me. What it is I'm learning that 50mm or 75mm full frame equivalent is a focal length that is working really well in translating my vision onto an image. So with that being said, please allow me to tell you about what's it like to shoot with this lens. In my growth as an individual, I'm learning that I really want nothing to do with anything that is not real. I want to have a genuine connection in life, and I certainly want to have a genuine connection in my work and the subjects I'm photographing. This realization is really important to me because it has helped me sometimes pinpoint what it is that is making me unhappy with my work. I see my work being up close and personal. I see emotions being at the center of the frame. I see lines that draw you in and give the illusion of continuous movement. Think about those as my hopes and dreams for what I want to achieve before even showing up on set. This is where it becomes crucial to have gear that reflects that and is ready to recapture that vision onto an image. How does this translate into real life practice? Here's a thing that has happened to me many times in the past, and it happens to me especially when I use my phone. I see things from the perspective of a 50mm to 85 full frame term focal length. And so imagine instead of that, I pull out a 18mm wide angle lens instead, and I try to recreate what is in my head with that lens. The moment I hit playback on my camera and I look at the work, something's gonna be off, right? If not many things. Distortion, compression, depth of field. It's many things that are different with a lens like that. And so it really affects my photo shoot and even wanting to continue the photo shoot. Like sometimes I honestly lose motivation. I lose confidence because I just feel like I can't do it anymore. Something is off. Then I didn't know what it was, but now I do. And so for you, maybe it's different focal length, but really all I'm saying is just pay attention to how you see things and make sure that gear reflects that. Really, in other words, you're just setting yourself up for success for when you're on set, You're one step closer to just being free and being in that space of where you just want to create and you are creating what you want to create. Sorry, that was a lot of, I don't want to say the word again, but I'm just trying to get a point across. We've talked about vision, we've talked about reality. How does the 50mm kind of integrate within those realms for me? I spoke about the features that this lens lacks, but it makes up for in the space that it creates for connection and just slowing things down. For example, manual focus is a gift to me. I manually focus my cinema lens, and so it's not completely new, but the critical aperture of 1.2 is, and it's been really fun. I've gotta be very patient with myself and be patient with the subject. I've gotta let them know what's going on and why are things taking a little bit longer than usual. And so in all of that, something special is born. The process doesn't just become about, taking banger photo shoots very quickly and efficiently. It becomes more about kind of understanding each other and communicating and doing some teamwork to really make an image come to life. Really what happens for me personally is the process becomes more about making a connection with this individual and really revealing their story, revealing who they are. It really doesn't matter what kind of lighting condition or space you have. You can really work with anything that is thrown at you thanks to the power of aperture 1.2. That background is really blurred beyond recognition at some points, and because you can open that aperture so wide, you can really work with any lighting condition. I've done a photo shoot with just the room and the light that is there, and I've created some fun work that I enjoyed. And so it just makes things easier for me at a very compact kit, really. Sometimes all I need is the camera and the lens. 75mm is a magical focal length because you're already up close and personal without having to be physically up close and personal, where you might make somebody uncomfortable and kind of alarm them. And rightly so, right? Nobody wants to be in someone else's personal space. It's just too much sometimes. And so it just allows me to be at a comfortable distance for both parties, and I can focus on highlighting this person and really creating the work that I like. Going forward, I think the biggest lesson that I got from this lens is that I want to start looking at gear from the intention of integrating it within who I am as an individual rather than just acquisition. We hear about these photographers that have a body and lens combination that is working so well for them that they're willing to take that with them to their grave. And these guys are putting out some beautiful work, so definitely something is clicking here. But that's been it. That's been my experience with the TTartisan 50mm 1.2. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Take care.